L'amour. It's very popular in a lot of stories. Sometimes, it seems like I can't find 5 books at the bulk of them having romance heavily in them. So, I think it's safe to say people generally like a helping of love in their stories. With that, though, you have various types and tropes. One of the most famous is friends to lovers. This is my personal favorite. Let's start off with a quick breakdown. Now, I get it. Friends to lovers sounds pretty self explanatory, but I think there's more to it than just saying, we've known each other for a while? Want to avoid having to meet new people in order to get married? Of course, now that I mention it, that is a pretty great way to use time management. Hmm. Still, on the more romantic versus practical side of things, it makes sense. If we think about a real friend, what are some of the core elements? You like one another. Honestly, it's that straightforward. You don't have to like the same things or be physically attracted to the other person. You just like them. That is genuinely such a great base for any relationship. Even in family, sometimes you love somebody, but you don't like them. I'm sure most of us have at least one relative where we're like, ooh, if you weren't related. This is also why I prefer friends to lovers over enemies to lovers. Admittedly, this can be really neat too, and I'll eventually do a video for that. For now, though, think about it. At the most extreme example of enemies to lovers, you have two people who hate each other's guts. When does that normally change? After something dramatic. It's about the thrill, which, hey, that's fine. However, what happens when the thrill fades? There can't be a thrill every single day of your life. You're not always going to be getting chased by evil spy organizations. And frankly, if you are, then you're probably doing something wrong. If the foundation of the relationship is the thrill, then you either have to seek out drama or it could fall apart. Now, with friends to lovers, if all else fails, these characters still have each other. They might have the most extreme, horrific lives, or the calmest. It doesn't matter. Their bond is uniquely theirs and completely independent of what's going on around them. There's stability and comfort in knowing that these characters could probably survive in our world and still be in love. Starting off as friends also sweeter than starting off as crushes to me. It's not like these characters just thought the other one was hot. They wanted to get to know them. Then it just naturally developed into romantic feelings. And that stability. How many times have you gotten annoyed with the character for having the most obvious case of, I'm mad because I eavesdropped at precisely the worst possible moment? This is probably one of my least favorite tropes, and one that I really need to discuss in a future video. In short, it happens because someone shows up, hears approximately half of the conversation. Conveniently, they missed everything that was positive and only noticed the bad. From that, you get a load of drama that just feels forced. It could be solved with a simple conversation, but that never happens because the plot's gotta happen, and the story would be all of 10 pages otherwise, or 30 minutes. So it should stay, right? No. My goodness, no. The stir thing, I respect it, but in my opinion, there are so many better ways to cause drama for couples. This makes me not like them. If they can't even talk about something simple, or trust that they wouldn't be so cruel to say or mean those things, why should I want them together? They're so sweet the way they constantly mistrust each other. Relationship goals. It's not exactly my motto in life. For friends, talking is how they've maintained their friendship for so long. So if nothing else, they know better. They might not always do this, but at least the bulk of the childish misunderstandings can get avoided. It also leaves so much room for other drama. Remember when I said that the external factors didn't affect them? This is where you can put that to the chest. Friends to lovers doesn't mean smooth sailing. It means that when the world throws everything at them, they can give each other the strength they need to push through. And oh, does that world throw everything? As it should. Pull them apart, bring them together, then pull them apart again. Create an accordion of romance. The only comfort is that you're confident that they can make it through. But you sure do feel bad for them. Of course, writers can be nice. I mean, personally, I don't know why they'd want to, but they can. I guess every couple can't suffer. The one in Changing Waters does, though. That's my YA action fantasy set in an underwater kingdom. Full disclosure, in book one, Joel, romance really isn't even there. It's not a spoiler to say that the two main characters, Kostas and Adar, end up liking each other. This becomes a bigger part of the series in books 2 and 3, the former of which is coming out in January. Still, it's an aspect I've enjoyed messing around with, for the reasons I mentioned. Kostas and Adar have known each other since they were kids. Even when they don't open up, there's this understanding that they should, can, and eventually will. There aren't any moments of contrived drama, like one thinking that the other one actually has a crush on the guppy next door, or stuff like that. Now, is this because there's so much other drama? Yeah, probably. Who knew that constantly fighting for your life would make you less petty? There also aren't any love triangles in sight. The romance is easy in that sense, but nothing else is, and as factors try to push them apart, they'll have to be strong enough to keep choosing one another and show their strength. In a world where death is around every corner, a reference you understand more later, a bit of love and trust goes a long way. If you're interested in checking out this story, it's on Amazon, Kobo, and Nook. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment your favorite type of couple trope too. I'm curious. Also, since this is the third Bookish Tropes video, I'm going to switch gears next time. Expect the start of a new series. I'll come back to this one, but I want some variety on the channel. Hopefully, I'll have another review video out soon too for the authors of our Tumblr bookstore. You should check that community out. Until next time, see you soon.